Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Good morning, Craig Swenson. Thanks for watching. This should be a fairly even match. We have Bellows introduced, well, the company, I don't know what year they came out with bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey, but the company founded in 1830. It's now owned by Luxco. This is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. They're both 80 proof, and this is aged 4 years and bottled in Missouri. Okay, over here we have Tom Sims. Introduced in 1956, also aged 4 years, bottled in Kentucky by Heaven Hill, produced and bottled in Kentucky by Heaven Hill. It's one of their obscure brands. There's no website listing aside from product specifications. Like if you go there, like just a list. So my friend David didn't like this. I thought it tasted fine, but he said, I don't like it. I said, okay. You don't have to like things. Right? Some people are funny about that. Let's see. This is the other bourbon. All right. So some of the fans were getting irate because my daughter said, I don't like Budweiser. And then her friend was saying that too. And then they were ripping on it and then kind of ridiculing Steel Reserve, which was ironic. They gave it the highest rating of the 3 beers we did. But I think a lot of times people take that too seriously. They get like too attached to a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like part of their family. So if you insult a beer brand like Steel Reserve 211, you're insulting their family. They would drink Budweiser if they were somewhere and somebody had that, and that's what was available. They wouldn't love it. They wouldn't remark either way on it. They might make a face, but they would drink it. They wouldn't take a big, but they would look at it like Coca-Cola, Kraft macaroni and cheese, yogurt, like one of those common yogurt brands. So they don't make a big issue out of it or talk about how fabulous it is. They drank a lot of craft beers, so like Trim Tab, which is popular in Alabama, and that's what they enjoy. So, I mean, it's not like my daughter said, I'm not trying to be a snob. And then her friend said, no, my daughter said, I don't want to be a snob. And then her friend Bab said, I do. And I'm the same way. Like I'll say little cheeky things or little flip things. And it's not that serious. It's not. I've said this before, beer, wine, and liquor is not a religion. It shouldn't be. Ronnie, yes. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you, Ronnie. All right. So thanks for watching. I have the amber colored. No, this is more like copper. Amber copper. Tom Sims and the straight gold Bellows. So I got to be careful on the color because the Tom Sims is a little darker. Is there a Stout Sunday today? I was thinking about that all yesterday. I don't really have. I have Prairie Bomb that Jason sent me. Man from Tennessee. I could do a solo review, record it. You know what I'm saying? And then bring what's left of that beer into the Stout Sunday. So I might do that. I could do the Guinness infusion, Scotch whiskey infusion in Guinness, and then bring Guinness Extra Stout. People might get tired of hearing about Guinness Extra Stout, but I might do that because it would be with the Scotch added. Don't think it's going to make an improvement. I don't think it'll hurt it, but the other 2 infusions I did kind of confirm my theory about myself that I wouldn't really care for it. I don't really care for bourbon barrel beers, tell you the truth. I got CBS in the fridge. I've had so many bourbon barrel beers over the years. So many. Rum barrel, bourbon barrel, everything. Don't dislike them. In fact, I've given some of them, like CBS, 100 out of 100. Perfect beer. I'm just saying I don't like it relative to a stout without the bourbon barrel. Okay, that's a personal preference issue. Yeah, I'm drinking bourbon right now, so I can't. I mean, I'm tasting. I wouldn't drink it at 5:30 in the morning. But if you ask me, what do you prefer, bourbon barrel aged stouts or the imperial stout without the bourbon barrel? I'm gonna say without the bourbon barrel. Okay, I think we established that. Now, so I might do that for Stout Sunday. So I would say, let's say provisional. I know that's not fair to people, but if nobody joins, that's fine because people have things to do. But if they do join, we'll have it. John and Neil can't do it. All right, and let's say at 10:30 Eastern. Okay, the normal time. I was at college football yesterday, so I was gone most of the day. I wasn't looking on the internet. I see people doing all kind of hangouts. Nothing wrong with that. I just was not around. And when I got back, I was listening to the LSU game and checking scores and checking stuff. So I wasn't going to do any hangouts, even though I was up till past 9. You say, wow, past 9 o'clock, late, right? Yeah, but I still woke up at 2:51. It's like in my head now, if I go to sleep, I'm just going to wake up at 2:45. That's it. At the latest, 3:15. Can't help it. Now, I might lay down at noon after lunch and be knocked out for an hour. That's rare, but I could. This smells oaky, like charred oak, but it's very mild. There's a little fullness in the nose from like the distilled corn. A bourbon is almost 100% corn. Yeah, I know they have wheat, they have rye, barley, like in Scotland, the single malt barley whiskey, all of that, but it's just like a corn whiskey aged in charred white oak barrels. That's what it is. It's not that complicated. Now, are there various quality levels? Well, that's pretty obvious. The Tom Sims was $9.99 for the 750, and the Bellows was $5.99 for the liter. Now, is a lot of the price hike due to hype and pretty bottles and marketing and all that? Oh yeah. But I don't want to take the fun out of it. People like doing that, lining up at the store, looking for it, scouting it out, finding it, telling everybody they have it. I'm not trying to take away the fun. And I'm part of that anyway with beer and sometimes liquor. So not wine. Nobody says, "Oh wow, you found another Carlo Rossi, huh?" No one says that. This is charred oak also, and corn bread. They always. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. Okay, people could get angry. Bourbon to me smells and tastes like cornmeal. Like if you're gonna fry fish and you have cornmeal. I mean, obviously you're gonna add spices to it and all, but that's just what it smells and tastes like to me. It's not that fabulous. I mean, it's okay. I don't mind it. I got bottles and bottles of it. But I don't have the fascination. Okay, I don't have the fascination. I'm sorry. Is that a copper like a new penny or old penny? More like a midway penny. Like it's not brand new, shiny, but it's not old. So it's kind of like a little bit aged, but not much. Okay, how'd you like my rant yesterday, Ronnie, on the alternative channel? Did you like my rant? You say, oh yeah, but you were drinking that 8% flavored ale, so it was affecting you. Well, I mean, anybody. I'm not a big framed person, but the sentiments were accurate. Maybe less careful in what I said, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would like to retract some of the stuff I've said on the internet over the years, but not because of the content of what I said, really just the tone. You know what I'm saying? Or the hard-edged way about it could have been presented more delicately. But I can't honestly say I retract any of the ideology because I don't. I don't want to get up here and be lying to people. Okay, so they both smell good. If one Should be a fan of the smell of bourbon. If I never smelled bourbon again, would I miss it? No, I would not. If I never tasted bourbon again in my life, would I miss it? No. If I never drank any liquor again in my life, would it bother me? No, it would not. I mean, beer, yeah, because I got like a fascination for that. But the liquor I like. Don't take this the wrong way, please. I'm just saying I wouldn't miss it. I do it because I have an interest in it. I don't have an obsession with it necessarily. Now, if you came to the house and lived in the cabinets, you'd say, no obsession, huh? Okay. Okay. But it really is just like, I mean, they were so cheap. So if you can get by cheap, but hey, that tastes so standard, it's comical. And this tastes so standard that it's comical. Yeah, that was cool. I enjoyed the rants. He says, I like the anti-somethingite line. Well, because in this day and age, and it's part of the beer world, as we know, people aren't too good at compartmentalizing. So you have ideologues like, I'm a super liberal, or I'm a super neoconservative, whatever the case. I don't know. All right. So they've met me in the past. Oh man, I love your channel. Your reviews are great. And I got those messages. I can prove it. So they can't come back and lie to me. I never did like him. Wrong. Got your message. Can't get around it. If I was a great beer reviewer 2 years ago, before you knew my political ideas, which I don't know why that would be related to appreciation of a beverage, you can't run around now talking about, yeah, you stink. No, you have to learn how to compartmentalize, That might be related to a level of intelligence. I'm not sure. I think it is. If you're dim-witted, I can't help you. I try, but I can't. You know what I mean? So, but you're drinking the beverage, fine. So my daughter is young and Miss Super Liberal and all of that, but she can compartmentalize. She doesn't agree on politics. She's open-minded though, so she'll probably be converted one day to my grand ideas. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's strange, funny. But what I'm getting at is that these days, if you disagree with people and they can't back up their argument, then they immediately go to name calling. That's their argument. You say, well, no, I can show you how the United States chose to get into this war, et cetera, et cetera. You see, it wasn't like thrust upon them. They chose it. And then you'll say, oh, you're an anti-somethingite. It's like, no, that's not the way you back up your position. You said the United States was forced into the war, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, I have a bountiful amount of evidence to show otherwise. All right. So to scream names and make personal attacks does not support your argument. And this is what happens all around the world. And that's why that wall is breaking down, because there's enough intelligent people that can see they've been hoodwinked and they want to get the hood off. You see, they don't want to be initiated into these lies. When you put people in jail for expressing an opinion, that's a sign of weakness. You don't have an argument. All right, enough of that. But I'm right. I know I'm right. See, I don't. Good morning, Tommy. He says, good morning, Jake. See, I don't mind if I'm right. And I don't say that as a point of pride, like, look at me, I'm right. No, it's just a fact about these things. Okay, it's not like, well, that's your opinion and we'll have to agree to disagree. No, it's not my opinion. It's a fact. These facts about war, foreign relations, these are not opinions. And if all you can do is skulk around and say, then you got nothing. You got nothing. Because you can come on this channel and you got 30 minutes uninterrupted and you can state your case and everybody can watch. All right. I'm saying it out loud publicly. Here's your chance. All right. These are so close. That's why I'm talking about other stuff. You say, you ain't talking about the whiskey. It's a whiskey review. Tasting. I know, but they're so close. It's like there ain't nothing to talk about. They're both sugary sweet like whiskey. I mean, to me, whiskey always tastes like candy, you know, bourbon, like corn, candy corn. They have a mild char, and I mean very mild, and wood, and it isn't much of that. They have a low grade alcohol flavor because they're 80 proof. They have a fairly quick finish, and they're medium body. They're just ordinary, regular. And if you want to say dull, I would not take issue with that. But bad? They're not bad. Are there any negative flavors or aromas or off flavors or aromas? No, there are not. They're both less than $10. Would they be worth buying? I think they'd be worth buying, depending on your reasoning for the purchase. Bellows would be your best value, obviously, because it's $5.99 for a liter. So it obviously wins. Now, you keep saying obvious. Yeah, because some things are apparent, right? But it wins by default. If I can't tell them apart and they have almost an identical flavor, and one is $4 cheaper and you get a bigger bottle, common sense tells you that we're not eating the lies we're fed anymore. Ronnie says. No, and then Ronnie got into trouble with some of these beer people too because they don't want to hear that. You know, every now and then people want to go deeper than just, howdy guys, let's drink and talk about jibber jabber and moon and spoon and, you know, June and moon and trivial things. And I watch these videos. They'll go on for 3 hours and it's all just like, yeah, I drank this beer. Oh, did you hear about the company that got bought out? This one's too sweet. Oh, how about the girls? That's what she said. Yeah, yakety yak. And you say, well, you just have animosity towards trivial conversations and hangouts. I don't have animosity towards that. But I'm saying Ronnie was trying to say, well, and I watched the whole video because people were coming to me privately like, you should have seen what happened. Oh, it's so terrible. And I was like, let me check it out. So I watched the whole thing and I said, well, he didn't say anything wrong. He just was bringing up more meaty, meaningful topics that the people listening were not equipped to deal with. And so then they all ganged up on him and he kept telling them, I really don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry I mentioned it. But they wouldn't let him evacuate the conversation, but he wasn't going to back down. He's like me. He's not going to back down. He may not want to talk, but he's not going to back down. But you can't back down from the truth or then it makes you a coward. You know, you have to do it. So now I know Ronnie kind of feels like me, like they got him at arm's length. They got me at arm's length. You know, they'll let me in a hangout, but they ain't going to invite me. But I understand if they wouldn't, because I never do those late night hangouts. I'm in bed sleeping, you know. But it's like they'll tell you, you can come to the party. That's not asking somebody to come. They're saying they'll tolerate your presence. See, my attitude is I always invite everybody. You're invited. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. I welcome everybody. They don't have to agree with me politically. But I don't play that game of, well, you can come if you want. I'll tolerate you. I don't play that. And I don't do it. I won't do it. I'll never do it. The channel will be destroyed before I do that. I'll blow it up. Kill it. Tom Sims says Third Coast Bourbon. Fire. Yeah, it ain't exactly fire. They're both fine. Like I'm saying, let me see if I can tell them apart. Boy, this was so tough. Yeah. It's just regular old stuff. This one does have a little more char. Oh, and by the way, I know I'm gonna get it from some of these neoconservatives who are posting on Facebook about the national anthem being sung in Hong Kong because of this bill that got signed. And I was like, I don't approve of that. I can't wait to see the comments. I mean, I know what they're going to say. I always can say what the people are going to say before they say it. I don't have second sight. I've been doing this for long enough. I think this is the Tom Sims, and I think this is the Bellows. Are they different? Yeah. Are they appreciably different? No. Are they different in a practical sense? No, they're not. So who wins? The cheaper. Which one would I pick? The one that was cheaper. And I don't care if it was a penny per ounce. That's how close it is. A penny per ounce would be my option. So if you get Tom Sims, fine. You'll be decently pleased with it. If you get Bellows, fine. You'll be decently pleased with it. But it is not going to be like Bowman going through the Stargate. All right. Don't expect that experience. You're not going to be laying in the bed as an old man and then come back to Earth as a star baby. That will not happen. You're just going to be, at the best, like Dr. Floyd meeting the Russians. That's all you're going to do. But that was like the most important scene of the film, by the way. But that's the key to the movie. Of a certain unknown origin. But anyway, so that's it. I think that's the Tom Sims. Oh, heck. Dang it. That was the Bellows. Well, shows you what I know. I can't tell Tom Sims apart from Bellows, but it's no shock because I predicted that before the video started. If you got a little extra money and you don't mind taking a risk, because it could be a risk. You might perceive dull as bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you might taste this and say it's bad. Where I'm saying it's just ordinary. Like my daughter tastes Budweiser and she says it's bad. And it's not bad. It's just maybe standard. But it's all about how you see it. And then Tom Sims is the same way. Now, what's coming up next? I think it's going to be Old Crow on Tuesday. Sour Mash, and that's only aged 3 years. Only 3 years. I like Old Crow, but it's nothing to get excited about. And then the finale of bourbon for now is the Blanton single barrel. I mean, Blanton's going to obviously win. But my contention is that it may not necessarily be worth the $60. And people are telling me that's a cheap option, $60. I wouldn't pay $60 for it, but I accepted it as a gift. Thanks for watching this video production.